odds on the night as we get ready for a death match war to determine the #1 contender for the Rise Women's Underground Championship. And that right there is Millie McKenzie stepping into the deathmatch war zone right here at Peddler. Somebody she has been up and down the road with, somebody she's been across the ring with, about to enter Peddler Warehouse, and these two will go to war, Rise Underground Wrestling style. The Kingdom of Alba's main event Empress, Emersyn Jayne. Last time she was here at Peddler Warehouse, she was in this very familiar surrounding a deathmatch environment is where Emersyn thrives and survives. We have seen her all over the world, taking it to the best on this circuit. And I can't wait to see what these two do. Tag partners, opponents, champions, challengers. Bell sounds and here we go. Millie McKenzie might not be the sort of person you would expect from an environment like this, but she is throwing herself into it here at Rise against Emersyn Jayne, who not that long ago I watched have a dart pulled out of her face in the name of deathmatch wrestling. The paraphernalia is paramount in a match like this. We have light tubes, steel chairs. We've got wooden boards. We've got carnage waiting to be born, and McKenzie might strike first blood here. Emersyn Jayne saw that German suplex coming, and she is grabbed on to the ropes to save herself there. Scott Graham Bell, and this is the impact of a match like this. Scott Graham Bell, our official, wearing gloves and those glasses. They aren't for fashion, they're for function. These kind of matches are devastating to the participants as well as those in the vicinity. And a collar and elbow. Emersyn Jayne, insulting Millie McKenzie. She didn't take it lightly. Back in the center of the ring with a headlock. Emersyn Jayne, who has absolutely established dominance here at Rise over the past few months. McKenzie, who has been across the wrestling world, starting to build a resume here at England's Maddest Wrestling Show, and she could add to it with a win in this environment over Emersyn Jayne. McKenzie hooking up for a beautiful Fisherwoman spinning neck break, and it's just a 2. Early days for Emersyn Jayne and Millie McKenzie here, and you can see Millie digging deep and thinking some evil intentions here with that light tube set up in the corner. Jayne with the snap German suplex. Both feet buried into the head of Millie McKenzie. It has been a wild night here at Rise Wrestling. SpookySlam here at Peddler. Hooked up with the Fisherwoman suplex. It's a 2. Just a 2. As wild a night as you would expect from our annual Halloween terrordrome that is SpookySlam. Coming off the back of our tour of the States, no jet lag for the Rise faithful here at Peddler, and Emersyn Jayne hooking up that steel chair in the corner. Oh, McKenzie! Letting Emersyn Jayne do the graft and taking advantage of the craft drop kick. Might have rung the bell of Emersyn Jayne there. And McKenzie standing tall in one of her rare appearances in a death match here at Rise. Well, Jayne having her bell rung there, but just enough about her to give McKenzie a taste of her own medicine, driving her head into the steel chair. And now Emersyn Jayne, the main event empress, going to town on Millie McKenzie. These two will share pints and share laughs together, but they will share bruises together in a match like this one here at SpookySlam. And McKenzie ducking out of the way, seeing that one coming a mile off, and Emersyn colliding with that steel chair. She may have done some damage to her arm there. No countouts, no disqualification, no problem for Emersyn Jayne and Millie McKenzie. Meanwhile, here comes Millie! Emersyn putting the brakes on Millie McKenzie's drive there with a chair to the head. Checking on Millie McKenzie now. She took that chair full force in the head. And Emersyn Jayne is going to wipe her out across the head again. McKenzie trying to get those hands up, protected some of it, but not all of it. And so far, this steel chair has been the weapon du jour in this deathmatch duel. And McKenzie put her arms up, thought she was safe. No chance, Sundance. Cover! Don't even know that was a cover. I think just Emersyn Jayne wanted to gouge Millie's eyes out there. And the claret has been drawn from Millie's head. And there's Emersyn Jayne with the nails. And a fist to the head. First blood to Emersyn Jayne in this death match. And McKenzie starting to lose blood from the head from those steel chair shots, and a wide assortment of pro wrestling paraphernalia in this chaotic cacophony that we love to call deathmatch wrestling. It's the steel chair, it's the tried and trusted favorite, and McKenzie getting suplexed into it. No. German suplex maybe by Millie to Emersyn Jayne, and Emersyn putting the weight down. DDT! And Millie explodes a light tube on the way down. Cover by Emersyn. On the Rise faithful chanting, "We want blood." Guess what? You're getting your wish here as Emersyn Jayne with a shard of that light tube gouging the head of Millie McKenzie. Emersyn Jayne just driving that light tube into the head of Millie McKenzie, making that cut even deeper. And the face of Millie McKenzie going red as Emersyn Jayne sets up another demonstration of destruction. Two steel chairs propped up, suplex into the maybe. No, McKenzie sees that coming. Enziguri swing and a miss by Emersyn Jayne. German suplex, stalling to let her think about it. McKenzie makes it a double. Are we getting a treble here at Peddler? Oh, we're getting a treble with gusto. Oh my God. The cover. 2 count only, and that chair and the back of Emersyn Jayne's head becoming best friends there. Oh, an uncomfortable crack. And speaking of uncomfortable, this is not a home-based special. This is a custom light tube job for Messrs. McKenzie and Jayne. And Millie McKenzie looking for a double underhook with bad intentions. Oh, Emersyn Jayne powers up with Millie on her shoulders. Jayne saw the writing on the wall there, managed to fight out of that double underhook from Millie McKenzie, and McKenzie driving. Emersyn Jayne's heading to the turnbuckle. Oh, here we go, double underhook now, maybe. Just enough damage. Done! Into the light tubes! Destroyed by light tubes, but the light has not gone out for the main event Empress. She kicks out at 2. Rise Wrestling doing what it says on the tin. England's maddest wrestling show back home here in Yorkshire. And Millie McKenzie has a handful of skewers. Are you kidding me? A pin on the pin cushion did not conjure 3, and Emersyn Jayne plucking the skewers from her head, driven in by Millie McKenzie. And all that is gonna do, that is gonna release some rage in Emersyn Jayne, providing she can shake the cobwebs here. Forearm to McKenzie. McKenzie returns the favor. McKenzie and Jayne leaving it all in the center of the deathmatch ring here at Rise. Advantage McKenzie here. You can see the cogs turning. She's thinking something wicked this way comes. Countered by Emersyn Jayne. Super kick by Millie. And enziguri by Emersyn Jayne. German suplex. There's shards of light tube and skewer, and somehow Millie fights up, and Emersyn Jayne fights up too. Letting Millie McKenzie think about it before dropping her into the detritus that decorates the Rise canvas. Oh, these two, Emersyn Jayne and Millie McKenzie, have torn each other apart. And if I were Nina Samuels, I'd be very concerned knowing that one of these two, willing to put themselves through this trauma, is going to be coming for the Women's Underground Championship. Oh my God, light tube across the head. And the light may be fading for McKenzie, but she's somehow on her feet. Light tube of her own. And the duel continues. Shards of light tube snap, crackle, and popping in the center of the ring here at Rises. Emersyn Jayne and Millie McKenzie smash each other to pieces. And now you see the blood on the back of Millie McKenzie and everywhere else for that matter. Oh my God! Driver into the light tubes, only gets a 2, and it's almost muscle memory that gets Millie McKenzie's shoulders off this desecrated canvas here at SpookySlam. Emersyn Jayne with the whatever light tube still left, Going to use them for something something malevolent, and swing and a miss, and shot across the head, the bloodied head of Millie McKenzie. Oh my God. Onto the tubes! How did Millie McKenzie get out of that one before the 3 count went down? The death match living up to its name very nearly, as Emersyn, Jayne and Millie McKenzie metaphorically painting the town red, but it's the red from the head of Emersyn, Jayne, and from the head and the back of Millie McKenzie here at Peddler Warehouse. And there we see that chair set up, the dent in that chair from Emersyn Jayne's head not 10 minutes ago, still there, and Jayne has something very different in mind. Oh, this is Emersyn Jayne absolutely in her element. When this match became a death match, you have to believe that Emersyn Jayne had a wicked smile on her face when that happened, because this is where Emersyn Jayne shines. But Millie McKenzie gonna put her light out with the light tubes. Second rope, and McKenzie trying to bring Emersyn Jayne down. Jayne still up there, but oh, not for long. That bloodied steel chair to the back of Emersyn Jayne. McKenzie with Emersyn Jayne in a bad part of town here at Peddler. Into the light tubes with a spear, the cover. McKenzie does it. McKenzie going into the absolute bells of deathmatch hell with Emersyn Jayne, and coming out as the #1 contender for the Rise Women's Underground Championship. What a war we have seen at Peddler Warehouse. And for Millie McKenzie, the next stop is Nina Samuels. And if I were Nina Samuels, seeing what Millie McKenzie did to get to this point, I would be terrified. Nothing but love for the main event empress here tonight at SpookySlam, but the night belongs to Millie McKenzie.
I'm not getting in there. Don't hold this against me, but I was supposed to say this before the match started. You are here at your own risk.